The last day of the classes is April 15th. It is not. It is wishful thinking. Yeah, full of wishes. Okay? Yeah. Huh? So, if you have that kind of a notion, please disabuse yourself of that. The last day of classes is when? 20th of April. Okay? 20th is the valedictory. So 19th will be the last day of classes until and unless we tell otherwise. Okay? So please don't leave before it is over. Yeah. So what else was there? No satsang tonight because everybody is, half the people are writing and saying under the weather. What else? Coming down with something. What else? Things like that. So therefore, you take the time to rest, recuperate, and do whatever is needed. Let me open this to the correct place. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyaptadehagya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayiniim Amba Tvamanusandaddhami Bhagavat Gite Bhavadveshiniim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti amsamagaha Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yam yoginaha Yasyantanna vidusura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha Devaya tasmai namaha Om Narayanah paro vyaktat Andam avyakta sambhavam Andasyantastvi lokaha Saptadvipa cha medini. Let us chant this together. Evam bahuvidha yajnaha vitata brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhitan sarvan evam jnatva vimokshase. After explaining this verse, we ended or landed on the understanding that this verse is one of the those verses in the Bhagavad Gita which are often misunderstood. And the misunderstanding is by people who cannot seem to get over karma. They are just, they feel like they are tied up to karma. They are keeping on, they have to keep on acting, and they have to be always along with the action. And everybody also should be doing something or the other. Such people think that this verse says, oh, karma is a gift from who? Bhagavan. It has come out of the mouth of Veda, mouth of Bhagavan. Veda Bhagavan, Veda is Bhagavan. And from the mouth of this Veda, karma has come. And so, when you know that everything is karma, everything is born of karma, then without karma, what is there? There is no srishti. And knowing that, you will be free. Knowing that you will be free? No. How can you be free knowing that? Knowing that means doing that. So, you can't be free knowing that. What do you have to know instead? You have to know that I am totally free from being karta. And that is what the Bhashya is going to tell us to help us to see the correct meaning of the verse. Bhashya. Evam yathoktaha bahuvidhaha bahuprakaraha yagyaha vitataha. So, very simple. Yathoktaha. So, yathoktaha means what? As was aforementioned, as was mentioned before. What are they? Bahuvidhaha, many types. And then that he has changed to Bahuprakaraha. Same thing. Bahuprakaraha, Bahuvidhaha. What Bahuvidhaha? Many types of what? Manifold. What? Yagyas, disciplines. Yagya doesn't mean ritual here. What does it mean? Disciplines, spiritual and religious disciplines for the sake of Antakarana Shuddhi, for the sake of moksha. That which is kept with moksha in mind, those disciplines, vitataha, to spread, vistirnaha, spread, means disseminated. So, brahmanaha vedasya mukhe. So, meaning that this Bhagavan has given us the religious disciplines through the Veda. So, anything that talks about religious disciplines has the status of Veda. So, especially if those religious disciplines are geared towards what? Moksha, not karma phala. Then we call that a Veda. So, if it's geared towards moksha, not karma phala, it's a Veda. But supposing if there are certain practices, if you do, you will get a better life in the afterlife. Is that geared towards moksha? No. Because afterlife is also what? Karma phala. Even though in daily parlance, if somebody dies, we say, oh, they got moksha. They didn't get moksha. They got moksha from you. That's all. Because the whole time they were alive, you were bothering them. So they got moksha from you. They didn't get moksha. This is, even though we say, that is just a saying, that's all. Moksha means there is no desire for afterlife, there is no hereafter, there is no here, even though we may have various forms of heaven and swarga and naraka and hell and all that doesn't concern me. Because that which travels is not me. What travels? Sukshma Sharira travels. In this life, what travels? Sthula Sharira travels. Sthula Sharira means what? Gross body travels. Because I go from here, I go there, then I go there, then I come back here. Gross body travels. I come to Rishikesh, then I go somewhere else. This is gross body travels. And in between one life and another, what travels? Sukshma Sharira travels. The one who is free of all kinds of travel is who? Aham, Atma. So there is no travel for Atma. So doing the spiritual disciplines in order to get a better life is not moksha, better afterlife or better next life. None of that is moksha. Moksha is something to be accomplished here and now. It is an uncultivated desire whose culmination should be in this life alone. And so, in the Vedic tradition, that the only thing that needs to be accomplished is in this life alone, seeing that you are free of needing to keep on accomplishing something or the other. That is what you are free of. And so, therefore, this is wherever, if in any kind of scripture or any kind of belief system or any kind of culture, there is the desire to improve oneself, there is a desire to be calmer, there is a desire to have manas shanti, there is a desire for to be more present, more cheerful, more compassionate, for the sake of accomplishing this understanding that I am already this, then we will say that is a yagya, no matter where it occurs. And wherever it occurs, that becomes Veda. Okay, and so therefore, here that is what is said. Vistirnaha. Vistirnaha means everywhere it is there. Wherever there is a human mind, Bhagavan has put this in the human mind because Bhagavan wants you to get moksha. So that Bhagavan can have moksha from you and your prayers all the time saying, give me this, give me that. Okay, and so then Brahmano mukhe means Vedasya dware. So he says, don't take mukha literally. That Veda has a mouth. Then you start counting the teeth of the Veda. Okay, you have a mouth, but how many teeth? You also, like us, have 32 teeth. Like this, don't do that. Don't take it literally. Dwar. The dwara means what? Both the ways the words are there. Dwar, rakaranta, refanta, shabda, or dwaraha. Both are there. So here it is dwaraha, because the seventh case is what? Dware. If it was dwar, it would have been dwari. Okay, because it would have been like Marut. And so therefore it would have declined like Marut. If you don't understand this, doesn't matter. Just check out. Okay, yeah. Now check back in though, because I have come back to the text. So, dware means through the portal, that is the Veda. The Veda is the mouth of the yagya, means the Veda is the portal through which the yagyas, the various kinds of spiritual and religious disciplines, to better oneself, to lose all these difficulties in understanding the Vedanta, is dropped. That is what is called the Veda. And so therefore what? So therefore Vedasya mukhe, Vedasya dware, this is Vistirnaha. These yagyas are set forth, put forth, explained in detail. So then he says, it is also uchitam. What is uchitam? It is also proper to say literally Vedasya mukha, the mouth of the Veda. Why? Because there are expressions in the first portion of the Veda that talk about the mouth of the Veda, the head of the Veda, etc. So, and those, what is that? There is one expression, because Adi Shankara also mentions elsewhere. Shrutehe mastakam, Shruti mastakam, Veda mukham. These expressions are there. And then one more expression he is going to take, I don't know where it is from, some Karma Kanda, first portion of the Veda. He says, Vedadvarena avagamyamanaha. So those avagamyamanaha, those which are understood. Understood by what? By the doorway called Veda. Those that are understood through the Veda. Brahmanaha mukhe vitataha iti uchyante. They are also literally called that which has been spread on the through the mouth of the Veda. Yatha. Yatha means an example from the Vedic statement. What is that? Vachihi pranam juhuma. Juhuma means we offer. What do we offer? Pranam. We offer the prana in the speech. It's just like one of the disciplines we have studied. In the apana, we offer the prana. Like this. So, it is a, what is that? It is like an example of pranayama, etc., etc. This too is another discipline where we see where the prana is offered into the speech. So that must be some other kind of the discipline. So ityadayah. So when we come across statements, when we say veda mastakam, shruti mastakam, etc., when we say that it's the head of the shruti, it's the tail of the veda, these are all figurative expressions that are there all over the first portion of the Veda. Then he takes up the most contentious word in the verse, which is what? Karmajan. Very good. Just read, karmajan. Karmanah jayate, that which is born of karma. Many karmas, but here we are taking the collective karma as collective. So all the karmas, so that which is born of karma, and that karma is seen as collective here. So karmanah jayate iti karmajah tan karmajan. So that which is born of karma. First he explains what kind of karma. Kayika, vachika, manasa, karma, udbhavan. Born of, udbhavan, emerging from. What kind of karmas? Kahikam karma. What is kahikam karma? Physicalized, ritualized action. Like what? When you go to the temple, you may, what should I say, you may do namaskara, you may offer the flowers, and then the priest is offering water, milk, etc. And then even though you are not doing that, the priest is doing on all of everybody's behalf. Okay, so all of everybody's behalf, the priest is offering this, and so what do? You are doing physicalized action. Then vachikam karma, verbal action. What is verbal action? Yeah, Saturday satsang, verbal action. So action is there, puja is there, but what kind of a puja is it? Bhajans that are sung, that are chanted. Yesterday also, chanting the stotra, verbal action, because there is no other any accompaniment along with that physicalized, verbal action. And then what else is there? Manasam karma. And that we haven't done for a few days. What is that? Meditation. I'm glad nobody said plotting a murder. Okay, yeah. So, manasam karma, meditation. Sitting there, not doing anything physically, not talking, using the voice, but then saying the names of Bhagavan mentally, manasam karma. So these karmajan, so all these religious and spiritual disciplines are born of karma. Pranayama, you have to use your karmendriyas, correct? And or you have to use your jnanendriyas, something or the other. So then if you have to give dhanam, is what kind of a karma is giving money in charity? Kaika karma, very good. And then vachikam karma, many things are there. Vachikam karma, we saw all this. And then self-mastery, mastering the sense organs, and then offering the sense objects into the sense organs mindfully. That is what? Manasam karma. So all these things are based on either kaika, vachika or manasa. No other possibility is there. They are all born of karma. And then born of karma means what? What did we see in the last class? They offer results. The karma means they are already phalarambhakaha. They are already about to give results. They are starting to give results. Even as you say karma, they are already starting to fructify in the form of results. So karmajan vidhi means finite vidhi. Finite iti vidhi. Know the karma to be finite. How long can you chant? How long can you sit and chant? Yeah. Oh, throat is paining. Oh, where is my flask? Oh, what should I do now? And then after that, that's why even when all the priests come to chant the Vedas, Akhanda Path, they call it, for 10 days. That's why you have to bring 40 priests, minimum. 4 Vedas, 10 priests for each Veda. Think about it. 10 priests for each Veda, and still it's not enough. They get out of breath, they have to take a food break, they have to take a voice break, and they have to drink lots of ghee, literally. Yeah. Even if they are vegans, they have to become ghee-gans. Okay, so they have to drink ghee because the voice is all nicely oiled and the chanting comes out. They have to remember the swaras, but still they get exhausted. After the 10 days, the 10 priests of each Veda need another 10-day vacation. They all get tired. So how much can you do? How much parayana can you do? How much physicalized action can you do? And how much mental action can you do? It's all finite. If the karma of the 3 kinds mentioned here are finite, what about the karma phala? Finite. That is also finite. Finite begets finite. And so therefore, anatmajan, karma tan sarvan, karmajan vidhi. Karmodbhavan iti vidhi. Why they are anatmajan. This is a wonderful stroke by Adi Shankara. Beautiful. They are born of, they are finite means what? Everything that is finite is what? Anatma. What is anatma? Namarupa. Namarupa. So everything in the Jagat has 5 components. What are the 5 components? It exists. Number 1. And then it is nothing but knowledge. Number 2, it exists and it becomes evident to me. Second, and then third, it is pleasing to me. How can everything in the universe be pleasing to me? Come on. Well, some things are pleasing by their presence. Some things are pleasing by their absence. Yeah. And those things that go on the walk, what are they called? No. Those pallis, yes. And in English, what is palli in English? You can't say pally. Okay, what is it? What is, lizard? Gecko. Yes, gecko, yes. So this palli / gecko, and if you don't know gecko, what else can we say? Baby lizard. Okay. Poor thing. It just likes the ceiling and high places in the wall because it looks at you and thinks that you are the most dangerous thing in the world. It wants to remain as far away from you as possible, and it shows. It says, look, I don't have a gun in my hands or in my legs. And then what? I have sticky feet. I'm sticking to the ceiling. I'm sticking to the wall. I'm not doing anything to anybody. And then the person comes for 3-month course with lot of gusto. Oh, we are going to get this Brahman. And then what? Go into their assigned room and get the lizard instead. Then all the time looking. Where is it now? Hyper vigilance. Where is that now? Where did it go? Yes. And so, and then what happens then? You make friends with one big, long, strong man, okay? Somebody who is not afraid of it, okay? And of course, that person will be afraid of cockroach, then doesn't matter. That person will, the one who is very big, strong person, that person will be afraid of cockroach, doesn't matter. That time, this person who is afraid of palli will get what? Will get help from that person. When the cockroach comes to that fellow's room, this person will go and escort the cockroach out. This is how the 3-month courses go on in the ashram. Yeah. Thankfully, everybody is not afraid of everything. So the palli becomes pally when it is far away from me. It is pleasing to me when somebody comes with a jhadu. How do you say in English? Broom. When somebody comes with a broom and says, you have worn out your welcome, please go out. We don't kill things here, so we escort it out. Of course, it will come back again, but then let's not get into a bad mood in the middle of a nice class. So therefore, these are the first three components of the Jagat. Everything exists, asti. Everything is evident to me, bhati. And everything is pleasing. Priyam. And the poor Palli is also pleasing to the researcher of the Palli. Yes, Palli scientist is very, he or she will love Palli here, Palli there, spotted Palli, striped Palli, small Palli, big Palli, medium-sized one, and then there is the biggest one. It is there in Malaysia and places like that, Thailand, Malaysia. And it is called monitor lizard. It is just a few inches taller than you, that's all. Okay, and it's called monitor lizard, and it can happily stand on 2 feet. And then one time somebody shot a video and they sent it to me, because people do that. And then this is not an encouragement for you to start, but then then what happened? So in this video, even I didn't want to look at it. I said, what is this? Everybody is sending something. I was not going to look at it. But somehow I looked at it, and then it politely rang the doorbell. Yes, it rang the doorbell. And then what happened? Then the people inside, thankfully it was a glass door, there was a glass window. They looked from inside, we are not opening. It continued to ring the doorbell, and finding nobody there, nobody is opening, it started to shake the door, knock on the door very much. Monitor lizard. Even in India it is there. It is there in Rajasthan for sure, I have seen it. Okay, not such a big one, but a fairly big one. Yeah, like this it is, monitor lizard. And then what have we done? We have destroyed their habitats. We have built flats everywhere. We have our own greed to take over their places. Where else will they come? They will ring our doorbell only. Yeah, they will say, we were living here. Excuse me, you are in my house. Yeah. So, all this to illustrate what? Asti bhati priyam. Now, don't forget and get confused with the word priyam ever again. Because all you have to do is remember what? Palli. Okay? Yeah. So, asti bhati priyam, the first 3 components of the Jagat. And then there is 2 more components, nama and rupa. These 3 constitute the Jagat. Adyatrayam, the first 3 are what? Brahmarupam. The first 3 don't count for the Jagat because they are belonging to who? Brahman. And the last 2 are what? Jagat Rupam Tatodvayam. So the other 2, the last 2 are what? The Swarupa of the Jagat. So this Jagat we all love to love, and we all know so well, and we don't want to get out of, and we don't want to be told this Srishti is just in your Drishti, that which we don't want to be told. And what is this Jagat? Nama, Rupa. Rupa, Nama. Nama, word. Rupa, meaning of the word. So the whole world is what? Word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning. Table, it's a word with a meaning. And then chair, word with a meaning. Fan, word with a meaning. Everything is word and meaning, word and meaning, word and meaning. And the truth of that word is knowledge. That is why it is said, what is that? In the beginning, there was the Word. Word was with God. No, it is God. This is a Vedantic interpretation of the Bible. That's what it is. Word is not separate from God. Word is God. God is in the form of the knowledge, which this Nama Rupa, which all that is Nama Rupa, it is nothing but Atma, it is nothing but Bhagavan. Then why do I have to say Anatmajan, and this is born of Anatma? Because I am not there yet. Because first there is a mix-up of Atma and Anatma. Atma plus Anatma mix-up. And what is the mix-up? Taking the two to be separate and then choosing Anatma. That is the mix-up. So Atma, Anatma mix-up is the cause of samsara. So what do I have to do? Separate the two in the beginning before saying everything. Word is Bhagavan. Word is knowledge. Knowledge is Bhagavan. Everything is knowledge. Before coming to that understanding, what should I do? I have to sift and separate. This is the Viveka. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. This is the Viveka. Separate Atma from Anatma. Like even like even munjad ishikam iva drishya vargat pratyancham atmanam anantam avyayam. Munja, grass is there. This is how they used to string this grass together, and that was the original sacred thread. That's why it was called Munji Karanam, Munji, because that the child is being invested with the sacred grass made into a thread form, woven together. So, this Munja grass is used for various rituals, including this Upanayanam. And so the Munja grass has a outer covering which is very rough, and an inner shoot, the blade of the grass is outer covering. That's why it's called blade, because if you touch it, what happens? You bleed. If you touch it, it protects. The shoot should be protected from the blade. So there is the outer covering called the blade of the grass and an inner tender shoot. Now, for the sake of the rituals, this Durva grass, Munja grass, what do we have to do? Separate the blade from the shoot without destroying the shoot and without destroying your finger with the blade. So, how much care you have to take, how much you have to pay attention while doing that, correct? And so, in this manner, you have to separate. And so, munja ishikam iva. So, without hurting yourself and without hurting the grass itself, what do you have to do? Carefully separate. Pratyancham atmanam anantam avyayam drishya vargat. So, from this varga means group, from this host of all kinds of visible objects. Visible means what? It is not Atma, because it is evident. And anything that is obvious, anything that is evident to me is what? Atma or Anatma? Anatma. So, Anatmanam Atmanaha, separating. Separating means Drishya Vargat, from everything that is visible, from everything that is objectifiable, either directly through the sense organs or indirectly through inference, etc., other means of knowledge. This separation is the first order of Vedanta. So then when you separate, you say, okay, what is this Atma? That which is left over after objectifying everything. That which cannot be objectified. The nature of the one who objectifies cannot be objectified. Drigeva natu drishyate. The seer cannot be seen, and that one we say asti kaschit swayam nityam aham pratyaya lambanaha avastha traya sakshi san panchakosha vilakshanaha. Then after removing everything cognitively, you cannot remove the Jagat, but cognitively separating, what do you get? Asti kaschit, there is something left over. Oh, but there is nothing left over. Who is the one who is saying that? Mr. Leftover, Ms. Leftover is saying there is nothing left over. You cannot negate yourself. So, asti kaschit swayam nityam. And what is this? What is this which is left over? It seems to be me. It is dependent on the word I. Aham pratyaya lambanaha. And who is this I? The observer of everything intimate to me. Avasthatraya sakshi. The witness of the dreamer, sleeper. And then who else is there? Were you sleeping just now? No. Why it took so long? Yeah. Dreamer, sleeper and waker. The Sakshi, the witness of all three, San being Panchakosha Vilakshanaha, separate from all that places where we make the mistake, separate from the body, separate from the prana, separate from the mind, separate from the sense of doership, separate from the sense of experiencership. That is the one. What is that? Aham aham iti sakshat sakshi rupena bhasate. That which shines as the witness of everything. And that which is known to me as what? Aham, aham, I. This separation has to be done in the beginning. And then later on, when we are in Vedanta 201, meaning at an advanced class, not 101, when we are in Vedanta 201, we can't leave this like that. It is messy. You separate in order to what? See, there is no separation. You separate just for the sake of getting to the place of understanding what you are not, because what you are not is mixed up with what you think you are. So therefore the separation is in order because there is a mix-up. If there was no mix-up, you could skip this step. But we can't skip this step because the mix-up, asti nava, asti, it is there. Since the mix-up is there, the initial separation is advised because I want to know what is it that I am. And how can I know what is it that I am if I don't know what is it that I am not? First I have to know what is it I am not. You are not your t-shirt. Why do you have to say that? Because a few days ago I said, when I admire somebody's t-shirt and say, nice t-shirt, what happens? Yeah, person says thank you. T-shirt doesn't say thank you. I didn't say you are looking nice in the t-shirt. I said nice t-shirt. Think about that. T-shirt doesn't say thank you. Nice sweater. Sweater doesn't say thank you. So between the person wearing the sweater and the sweater, what has happened? Tadatmyam has taken place and identification has taken place. What kind of tadatmyam? What kind of an identification? An identification born of Bhranti, delusion, a deluded identification has taken place, and so therefore this sifting is in order. In that spirit, Adi Shankara tells us, Karmajan is equal to Anatmajan. Why karma is equal to Anatma? Because karma is different from Atma, because action has a beginning, action has a middle, action has an end. Adimatvam and Antavatvam is there for both whatever is connected to karma. Both are there. And then what else? Then another reason why karma is equated to Anatma, whatever I am not, is because it is finite. Karma phala is finite. Anatma is what? Finite or infinite? Finite. It is finite. So the karma phala is also finite. What about Atma Jnanam? Infinite, because Atma is infinite. The knowledge of Atma is non-separate from Atma, so therefore it is called Anatmajan. Don't pay attention to. And knowing this, you are free. But before he says, Nirvyaparo hi Atma. So karma is based on Vyapara. Vyapara means transactions, give, take. First make somebody angry and then go soothe them. And then what else? Do this, do that. Don't do this, don't do that. And first do something and then say, Ayyo, I didn't do this properly. And then go reboot the action. Why? Because you didn't like the karma phala. So karma 2.0. And the karma phala 2.0. And then all this is there, this editing, abridging, punctuating, all this is there with karma. And so therefore what? So what is the Atma by contrast? Nirvyaparaha. Nirvyaparo hi aham. So nirvyaparaha means absolutely without any transaction. Does the karma Atma go? No. Does the Atma come? No. Does Atma have a beginning, a birth? Happy birthday, Atma. Can we sing? No. Much less many happy returns. There is nothing to return because it hasn't gone. And then Atma doesn't come, doesn't go, doesn't have a beginning. And then can we have a memorial for Atma? Ram Nam Satya hai. Shall we have a funeral for Atma? No. Because the person doing the funeral for Atma is very much who? Atma. Very much there. So that which Atma is no vyapara, does not give anything, does not take anything, does not go anywhere, does not come, does not talk, does not do anything. Nirvyaparo hi Atma. Now in the next few lines he personalizes this. Atah evam gyatva vimokshase. Knowing this, you will be free, Arjuna. From what? Ashubhat. Fifth case is always the hetu. So, hetu panchami is that which is talking about the cause of the action. So, evam jnatva, understanding this and assimilating this knowledge, what will happen to you? You will be free, vimokshase. You will be free, visheshena mokshase, because all other moksha is temporary. You go to Starbucks and have mocha, and you have mocha espresso. And then what happens after a while? You become sad again because it is over, it is finished. So you get sad all over again because mocha gone, moksha gone. And so therefore here it is not like that. Ashubhat mokshase. Ashubhan mokshase means you are free of everything that is inauspicious. And what is the most inauspicious thing? That which comes to an end. Endings are inauspicious. You are free of endings. In order to be free of endings, what should you be free of? Beginnings. You are free of everything. And you will no longer have the Ashubha in the form of samsara. Ashubhan mokshyase. And then he tells you how to get there. Very sweet. He talks in first person. So not that he is talking, he wants you to talk like this. What do you have to say? Nav mad vyaparaha ime. Ime means these transactions. What are the transactions, Prakritam? What are the transactions under this context? What is Kaika Vachika Manasa? Go back. Yagya, don't forget. See, these religious disciplines are what? Are Kaika Vachika Manasa and Namadvyaparaha ime. Ime means all these. They are not my activities. You have to tell yourself like this. Adi Shankara is giving a little tip, a professional tip called pro tip. Okay, what is the pro tip here? Don't say Atma is nirvyaparaha. Who is this Atma? You own up this knowledge. Namadvyaparaha ime. These are all not my transactions. They were. When I was performing these yagyas, when I was doing these religious disciplines, I was the doer very much. But now I have understood they have fruitioned into this knowledge, and as they are fruitioning into this knowledge, as they are fructifying into this knowledge, what should I say? None of these are mine. These actions do not belong to me. Why? Nirvyaparo hi aham. Aham nirvyaparoham. Like Shivoham. Nirvyaparoham. I am free of all activities. Is this a repetition? No. Because look in the previous paragraph. Nirvyaparo hi Atma. And then next line, what is there? Nirvyaparaha aham. What's the difference? Atma. Third person you can take it. Like some Atma somewhere does not have transaction. What does it have to do with me? Karta, bhokta, prabhata. Nothing. And I can go on. But here, the assimilated knowledge, which is called jnana nishtha, says, I am free of all activities, all transactions. There is a saying in English, neither a borrower nor a lender be. Atma is already like that. Neither does it borrow, nor does it lend, nor does it go, nor does it come, nor does it have. Why does it not do anything? Because it doesn't have a sense of lack. Doership is centered on the sense of lack. It feeds off of one's insecurities. And in the wake of the knowledge of the Atma, insecurity dismissed, and the lack is also what? Dismissed, gone. So therefore the Atma need not do anything. It cannot do anything that is there, but it need not do anything because it is fulfilled. It is Purna. It is Nitya Shuddha Buddha, Mukta, Atma. It's ever free. It doesn't have to be struggled to be free. It hasn't fallen into a vat of samsara. It hasn't fallen into the ocean of samsara. Why? Because there is no ocean. What you think is an ocean is but a notion of samsara. The ocean of samsara, really speaking, is what? Notion of samsara. And that notion dismissed, Atma is nirvyaparaha. It doesn't have to swim out of this ocean of samsara. No swimming lessons required. Why? There is no water. There is no water to begin with. And this is what is Mirabai's one of her contributions. She says that, she is very much interested in the feet of the Guru. She is just connected, tied to the feet of the Guru, the source of knowledge. Mori lagi lagana Guru charananaki. And then why? Because jhoota maya sab sapananaki. The whole world is mithya, it's like a dream. And then she says, I approach the teacher for some swimming lessons. How to stay afloat in samsara. Instead of going glub, glub, glub. Come out, glub, glub, glub. Go underneath. How to stay afloat. What kind of strokes should I do? Front stroke, back stroke, butterfly stroke. How should I stay afloat in samsara? And what did the Guru do? Revolutionized her vision. And then he said, open your eyes. And she looked, and the ocean was gone. If the ocean is gone, everything that is sustained by the ocean, such as alligators, crocodiles, biting things, or what are other biting things? Sharks, stingrays, all these biting things, shocking things, they are also gone. If there is no ocean, can there be seaweed? No, you don't see any weed. That's why it's called seaweed. You don't see any weed at all. It cannot entangle you. Without the ocean, are there undercurrents? No. Without ocean, is there tsunami? No. Without ocean, is there a surf? Is there a breaker? No. And so the compassionate teaching of the Guru, what did it do? It removed the ocean of samsara. It changed it into the notion of samsara. Bhavasagar sab Sukh gaya hai. The Bhavasagara, the ocean of becoming, the notion that I am not enough, sab sukh gaya hai. It has been dried up for me. Therefore what? Fikar nahi mohe tarananaki. There is no need for swimming lessons anymore. Meera ke Prabhu, the Lord of Meera. Who is that? Who is the Guru here? Krishna, Giridhara Nagar, the one who gives shelter to everybody for the in the whole city by simply lifting up this mountain with his little finger. And that one in whose ashraya one is saved from the deluge of samsara. So this is my Lord, Meera ke Prabhu, Giridhar Nagar, Ulat Bhai Mohe Nayananaki. He has revolutionized my vision so completely, there is nothing to do this. Nirvyaparo hi aham. First, nirvyaparaha ayam atma. Then in English, if you want to say, nirvyaparaha, I am atma. That is how you say it. Aham Atma, I am this Atma. You personalize this. Adi Shankara tells you what to say is also given. Okay. Then Udasinaha aham iti. Udasinaha means indifferent I am. Let anything happen anywhere. Indifferent I am. How many people can say that? So when the lunch bell rings, can we say Udasinaha aham? Can you say that? No, not at all. Even if you are not interested that much in the lunch, Seva, I have to serve, I have to run. I have to do this, I have to do that. Somebody is sick, I have to take them lunch. All these things are there. Where is the nirvyapara? Nothing. This transaction is the order of the day. But we have to say, my nature is that of no transaction. And who is running when the lunch bell rings? Yeah, Karmendriyas, Jnanendriyas, backed by the mind, backed by the ahankara, which is blessed by Atma. So then, who is as though running? Yes. So then can I say as though I am attending class? Sure. You see, we strive to be equal. Yes, sure. Can I say I am as though meditating? You don't even have to say that because the Mandukya Upanishad has already said that. Yeah. No, sorry, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad has already said that. The dhyayati iva, lelayati iva, as though meditating. Oh, such a nice meditation. That itself broke the meditation, did it not? Yeah. No more samadhi, then what? Distraction. Lelayati iva. Student iva. Teacher iva. Studies iva. And the cold everybody is having? Iva. Freedom from satsang tonight? Iva. So it's all iva, 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 all the way. What is the English translation for iva? As though. As though studying, as though ignorant, as though approaching somebody knowledgeable, as though saying, please teach me, as though understanding, as though meditating, as though distracted. So, but I, the one that is overseeing, as it were, all these activities, the truth of all these activities, who I am totally free of samsara, and samsara is based on vyapara, therefore I am free of vyapara. That's why the word vyapara rhymes with samsara. That is how it is. So I am free, this understanding has to come. So, nirvyaparo roham, udasinaha, indifferent. Indifferent to whatever happens. This is also on the level of conduct. We don't start putting our fingers in all the pies. What's happening in the kitchen? Oh, what are they doing over there? Now I know what's for lunch. What's for dinner? Let me see what they are cutting over there. Oh, they repeated it. Yesterday also they made the same thing. Yeah. Today also they are making the same thing. And tomorrow also what? I see the auto rickshaw pull up. Which auto rickshaw? Vegetable auto rickshaw. Oh no, again the same vegetable? What's wrong with these people? So like this is not udasinaha. Somebody is saying something. What is happening over there? I have to know. Why do you have to know? No, because I'm uncomfortable if I don't know what's happening. Sit in that discomfort. Stew in that discomfort. Watch that discomfort. Love up that discomfort. Do not feed that discomfort. That discomfort is there for a reason. Why? Because it saw some issue from childhood. Maybe the childhood was so erratic that if you didn't know what was happening, that the child was afraid. So therefore, information is power. That's what the child thought. In order to negotiate this household, I have to be on top of everything. I have to find out what's happening. Because nobody is telling me anything. Nobody is knowing what's happening. Somebody has to be in charge. And I have to be in charge. This is what the child decides at age 6, age 5. It is called parentification. Parentification means before the child is ready to be a parent, it is treated as a parent. So therefore what? Therefore this is, so the child becomes very anxious. And as it grows up, it wants control over everything. It wants to know what's happening everywhere. And if it doesn't know what's happening, if as an adult one doesn't know what's happening everywhere, then one is upset, disturbed, restless, dejected. And so, don't feed this. Observe this. Observe the hypervigilance. Observe the need to control everything. And then it will also go away. Why? Because in truth, what are you? Nirvyaparoham. Udasinaha aham. Udasinaha. And in the time as one is healing from these issues, just walk around the perimeter and inside the ashram, not seeing here or there, not listening to what is happening here or there, because all this is a big distraction. And so therefore, nirvyaparoham udasinaha iti evam jnatva, knowing this, asmat samyak darshanat mokshase. So don't think it is asmat samyak darshanat mokshase. No, 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 no. You're not going to be free of the samyak darshanam. You see the what is that? The sentence construction is very intriguing. Do you see that? Asmat samyak darshanat mokshase. Mokshase, you will be free. Asmat, from this. Samyak darshanat, from this well assimilated knowledge, you will be free. No. Yeah. Because of this hetau panchami, that's why I have been keeping marking this. Because of this samyak darshanam, you will be free. Not you will be free of the samyak darshanam. No. You will not be free of it, you will be free because of it. Because of it you will be free, and what will happen? Samsara bandhanat mokshyase, you will be free of the being tied down by samsara. Why are you tied down by samsara? Because you think of yourself as an actor, as an agent, as a victim, and that is why one feels tied up. And so he concludes, very beautiful conclusion here. So even though it's a Sangati, I will read it right now, because the next two verses are very important. Brahmarpanam ityadi shlokena samyak darshanasya yagnatvam sampaditam. Sampaditam was accomplished. Was accomplished what? Where was it accomplished? In the verse beginning with Brahmarpanam. Which chapter was there? This chapter only. Okay, good. Which verse? 24th verse. So Brahmarpanam ityadi shlokena. So Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, etc. Through this shloka, samyak darshanasya. So from this shloka, because of this shloka, through this shloka, samyak darshanasya, the samyak darshanam that was described in this shloka was further elaborated in the form of yagya. Yagnatvam sampaditam. Samyak darshanasya yagnatvam. A yagnatvam, the yagyahood, the yagnaness, the commitment to yagya for the sake of what? Samyak darshanam. That's what it means. Samyak darshanasya yagnatvam. The yagnatvam which should precede samyak darshanam. The yagnatvam, the performance of the yagya, the various religious disciplines which should precede well established, well entrenched, well assimilated knowledge. Sampaditam was accomplished. How? Yagnaha cha aneke upadishtaha. Through the teaching, upadesha, through the teaching of various yagnas. So therefore, in the spirit of samyak darshanam described in the 24th shloka, all the other yagnas were talked about. These yagnas, these religious and spiritual disciplines were talked about in order to accomplish samyak darshanam, in order to accomplish what? Atma jnanam. As a precursor to Atma jnanam, the yagnas were taught. Taihi siddha purushartha prayojanaihi jnanam stuyate. So, taihi means in comparison to them. Taihi, what is taihi? Yagnaihi. So, in comparison to them. Meaning, when you compare, what are the things to compare? Various yagnas. Breathing yagya, asana yagya, then what else is there? Dana yagya, tapo yagya, swadhyaya yagya. All these yagnas you put on one side, and then siddha purusharthasya purusharthasya, this accomplishment of siddha purushartha. What is siddha purushartha? Moksha. Why is it called Siddha Purushartha? It is already given. It's already accomplished. Sadhya, to be accomplished. Siddha, accomplished. Sadhya Purushartha means what? Religious disciplines. Sadhya. The breathing, I can't just read. I take a book on pranayama, okay? And then pretend this is not Kathopanishad book. What is this? Pranayama book. So then I go like this. Oh, this is Kumbhaka. Oh, interesting. Oh, this is Rechaka. Very interesting. And then I keep the book down. Did I become an expert in pranayama? No. This is Sadhya Purushartha. Dhanam also, let us say I have a dream that I have given away all my wealth. Did that happen? No. Or I just have a daydream. Fancifully I imagine that, because you can imagine anything. I have given Bhandara, I am giving Bhandara as we speak for what? 1500 sadhus I am feeding. It is called Samashti Bhandara. Samashti Bhandara means it is advertised all over Rishikesh. Please don't cook in your ashram, come to our ashram. You don't know how many will turn up. You have to cook that much. Nowadays nobody does this. But previously people used to do it. Samashti Bhandara. And then you can't even imagine how much food is needed, and nobody has the vessels to cook all at one time. So they have to cooking all the time. It is present continuous, cooking. And from 11 o'clock till about 4 o'clock, people keep coming and eating. And if 1500 show up, yes, if 20,000 show up, because you have said Samashti Bhandara, all the kitchen in the whole of Rishikesh and the Kshetras are closed. They will say, go here, free, you don't even need a ticket for Bhandara, go sit, you will be fed. And so, that means what? That means that you have to cook such a lot of food. Pujya Swamiji wanted to find out, because one time they had Samashti Bhandara in some other ashram, I think in Andhra ashram. So Pujya Swamiji was very curious. They said, we can't show you because we are cooking constantly. The rice is like a mound of rice. And then he said, but I can show you the laddus, because the laddus were prepared. Laddu means ball of calories, okay? Yeah. So, so the laddus were prepared a day or two in advance, because so many laddus, so little time. So then he said, I will show you the laddus. Yes, I would like to have laddu darshanam, Swamiji said. I want to have laddu darshanam. So he took him to a big room and he opened the door to this room. It was closed, locked. And then he said, where? His eyes got adjusted to the dark. You can't enter the room. You just stand at the doorway of the room. His eyes got adjusted to the dark. And then he saw from the floor to the ceiling, the whole room is packed with laddus. There is no place to keep, no plate, nothing. No plate, nothing. Just the whole room itself is laddu. The whole square footage of that room, the area, what is the area? The length, the breadth and the height completely was filled with thousands and thousands of laddu. So this is, what is it called? Samashti Bhandara. So this is the Samashti Bhandara. And then what is that? That is so just because you have a dream or a fancy, I am giving Samashti Bhandara, does that mean you gave it? No. You actually have to keep going to the market, keep buying off all the vegetables, and if you just say, I'm going to, I'll just go shopping outside the ashram. Outside the ashram what? Even if you buy up all the carts, it's not enough. You have to order it special from Delhi or other places or the villages nearby. You have to order it specially, and then you have to first have a place to store all this, and then you have to cook, then you have to distribute, then everybody who comes you have to give dakshina. It has to be accomplished. This is sadhya purushartha. And then what else? Swadhyaya yagya. Okay, I had a dream, I read my own Veda. Will that do? No. You actually have to sit and read it. Sadhya purushartha, whereas taihi, compared to them, taihi yagnaihi, siddha purushartha prayojanaihi. So, in the form of these yajnas to show what? Siddha Purushartha Prayojana, to show the purpose. Prayojana is not purpose here, the fruit. The fruit of this moksha, jnanam stuyate. The jnana is jnana marga. The accomplishment of knowledge is praised. The accomplishment of knowledge is praised. Where is it praised? In verse 33, it is praised. So understand this properly. So, yajnatvam sampaditam. So, yajnatvam was accomplished. Why was it accomplished? Samyak darshanarthaya. So, samyak darshanartham. So, in order to see the connection between disciplines and the vision of oneness, the yajnas were presented as a way, as an interim way to get what is needed to be able to understand the truth of the self. Aneke yajnaha upadishtaha. All that was taught. Taihi yajnaihi. So, in the form of these yajnas, to show what? Siddha Purushartha Prayojana. So, Siddha Purushartha Prayojana, to show the exalted, purpose of moksha, to show that between these yajnas and moksha there is no comparison. One is a means, the other is the end, to show that the knowledge is praised. We'll chant this and see this in the next class. Shreyan Dravyamayad Yagnat Jnana Yajnaf Parantapa Sarvam Karma Akhilam Partha Jnane Parisamapyate. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.